But at the very beginning, young, impressionable, wanting to make a name for himself, just like a lot of these actors, a lot of these celebrities, man, they get caught up in the wrong crowd. Stuff happens. Okay, so Diddy and LeBron. Now, before we jump in, I want to preface what I'm about to say and talk about by saying this. The only reason why I'm doing videos like this and would even consider it is not for clickbait. And a lot of people look at these titles, look at these videos that a lot of people are doing, and they're just saying that's just pure clickbait. That's not why I'm doing this. The whole point of me putting out this kind of content, this particular video, is because we live in a world that is not as it seems. And I think there is so much more going on behind the scenes than a lot of people realize or want to admit, in so many different ways. And so this is just the most recent, the most trending, the most, interesting topic, because it's got so many levels to it. And so that's why I'm jumping in, because I want everyone to know who follows my stuff that just because something seems unbelievable, just because something seems like there's no way that could actually be true. The reality is there is more stuff that is actually true that most people would just not even begin to process. More stuff like that is happening in our world in so many different ways than we realize. And that's why. And so this is just an example of that. So there's this picture of LeBron and P Diddy, and it says Kanye West reveals how LeBron James slept with Diddy for $100 million and sold his soul. Now, I've already done videos on athletes, celebrities, actors, people selling their soul. That is unquestionably happening. I mean, people admit that. So the fact that LeBron sold his soul, to me, that's just an obvious statement of fact. But the fact of this $100 million exchange, now we don't know when this supposedly happened, but we do know this. And this is why I'm just going to consider this for this video. I have no verifiable evidence, but let's just consider some stuff of why this could potentially be true. Well, we do know that LeBron, now, first of all, I think he's the GOAT. I think if it's Jordan versus LeBron, I am team LeBron in that way. I'm not a LeBron hater. All right, he is, I think, the best basketball player that's ever played the game. So, not a hater. But I see a lot of this stuff that's out there, and I'm just going to make a little bit of a case here. So, we know it's been established that LeBron was a Diddy party frequenter. He's been to a lot of them, and there's tons of picture evidence of that. There's a video of LeBron even saying, and I quote, "There is no party like a Diddy party," end quote. And so knowing what we know now about what was going on supposedly at these Diddy parties, and you have LeBron saying there is no party like a Diddy party, and he's been to a lot of them, I guarantee you, whatever was going on, LeBron was definitely a part of it. New stuff was happening. New stuff was going on and was mixed up in it. There's just no way you could go to that many parties, be that close, and not get caught up in it, especially when LeBron first came on the scene in the NBA as a young guy. I mean, he came into the NBA. He was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan, the next big deal in basketball. And I mean, he's lived up, if not, over achieved what people thought he was going to become. But at the very beginning, young, impressionable, wanting to make a name for himself, just like a lot of these actors, a lot of these celebrities, man, they get caught up in the wrong crowd. Stuff happens. And so it could very well be $100 million to have fun with Diddy. Is that unreasonable? Is that unreasonable? Second little piece. Now, we've all seen before LeBron's games, he goes through this pre-game ritual. And if you actually look at the things that he does, and there's a lot of clips out there, it's like this Illuminati, Freemason, satanic, ritualistic ritual that he does with the all-seeing eye, the 666, different poses, the breathing, all this stuff. It's not just some breathing exercise that you do to loosen yourself up. This is intentional. And there's a lot of other speculative information out there where, LeBron is high up or definitely connected into the Freemason system, definitely with Illuminati ties and so forth in there. And so you have that kind of satanic, demonic part of it. And then you kind of put these two worlds together. It's like Kanye says he hung out with Diddy, did some stuff for $100 million and sold his soul. To me, is not far-fetched. And again, I don't know when he supposedly had done this. My guess is this was probably way back before LeBron was, before maybe his signing his multi-million dollar NBA contracts. But it's like, man, when you look at all this stuff and you look at all its connections and you see just the varying pieces of information, these puzzle pieces, and you put it together, man, it's plausible. And it's like I don't know. And it's going to be interesting because once this whole Diddy thing goes to court and this is all this speculation where he's got all this footage, he's got all this evidence from high-profile people or on high-profile people. And, Diddy's going to, he's going to name names. It's going to save his own butt. It's going to limit sentencing. If it's going to, he's going to name names. And could LeBron very well be on that list? There is no party like a Diddy party. He knew what was going on. He's been involved. Satanic, Illuminati, Freemason stuff. And who knows how deep that goes. But when you get into that club, there is a lot of, let's just say, deviant behavior that needs to take place with ceremonies and rituals and stuff happening there. So you have the Diddy party situation, you mix with this other stuff here. And then you also just look at his rise, not just in basketball, but he's like a business mogul now. And all those connections. I mean, it's just like, hey, I think it's plausible. So let me know what you all think. Did LeBron and Diddy have fun together? Or is this just made up hoax? People just, wanting to start stuff. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day or evening. And we'll see you in the next one. Much love and God bless.